My name's A,
And my name is Jakin.
and we are Rise Tutors. If you want to learn more about science, then you're in the right place. So for our science series, we're going to have many units. And the first unit is about matter, chemical reactions, and solutions.
This is part 1 of our science series.
So to start off with this part, let's define. Matter describes everything we can see, touch, smell, or feel. Basically, matter is anything that takes up space, air is included. Atom is basically the smallest unit of matter. And a fun fact is that the word atom is derived from a Greek word that means cannot be divided. So here's an example of an atomic model. And also, just to let you know, protons, neutrons, and electrons aren't necessarily colored this in real life.
Atomic models part 2. Protons and neutrons stick together to form the center of an atom, called the nucleus, which has a net positive charge. Electrons circle around the nucleus but too quickly to pinpoint exact locations. And this is why some drawings have electrons in other specific places. So in summary, nucleus, the center of an atom formed by protons and nucleus. Fun fact, many years ago, electrons didn't join in with the protons and neutrons because they're too hot to join. However, they joined in millions of years later after cooling down. Isn't science awesome? Brief history of atomic models. John Dalton was the first scientist to propose that elements are composed of indestructible atoms. He thought there were particles so small that we could not see them. He called these particles atoms, and his theory on matter was known as the atomic theory of matter. Sir Joseph John Thomson discovered the presence of negatively charged particles in atoms and pictured them embedded with positively charged particles.
So now we're going to be moving on to physical properties and changes. So physical properties are the way something looks, feels, smells, and tastes. Physical changes are any change to the physical properties of matter, such as its size, shape, or state. Stuck? Don't understand? Here's an example. Ice, water vapor, and water are all the same matter, just in different states. So now moving on to chemical properties and changes. These are different from physical properties and changes. So chemical properties are the ability of something to undergo different chemical changes. So chemical changes are when matter changes into new substances within new properties. So some signs of chemical change may include color, energy, odor, and more. So chemical changes are almost always irreversible or sometimes hard to reverse. So now we're going to be talking about conservation of mass. While things may change appearance or composition during physical or chemical changes, one thing stays consistent, and that's the amount of matter present. This is called the conservation of mass. The matter doesn't disappear, but it rather exists in a different form, like water. When it freezes and goes from a liquid to a solid, the matter doesn't disappear, but merely in the solid state of matter. So to summarize, the conservation of mass is the amount of mass at the start of a reaction will equal the amount of mass at the end of a reaction.
Reactant and product. Reactant, substance that is changed in a physical or chemical reaction. Product, the resulting substance of a physical or chemical reaction. Fun fact, the reactant is equivalent in mass to the product. States of matter. Matter is usually found in 3 states: solid, liquid, and gas. The arrangement and behavior of particles is what determines the state of matter. The attraction between particles keeps particles close together, and the energy of the movement allows particles to overcome these attractive forces.
Solid is a state in which matter maintains a fixed volume and shape. A liquid is really an incompressible fluid that conforms to the shape of its container. Water vapor, or only vapor or gas, is used to describe gases that are usually liquid at room temperature, and viscosity is the resistance to flow. As you can see, a state is not permanent. Changes in pressure and temperature can alter matter's appearance in what we call phase changes. Melting is when matter changes from solid to a liquid. Freezing is when matter changes from a liquid to a solid. Here's a quick water table. Above 100 Celsius, water is water vapor or gas. In between 0 Celsius and 100 Celsius, water is a liquid, and below 0 Celsius, it's a solid. So here's some definitions. Vaporization is when liquid turns to vapor. Condensation is when vapor turns to liquid. Sublimation is when solids turn directly to vapor. And deposition is when vapor turns directly to a solid. Are you all ready for a quiz? So here's a quick summary. In this video, we've defined matter, atoms, nucleus, physical properties and changes, chemical properties and changes, conservation of mass, reactant, products, solid, liquid, vapor, state changes, melting, freezing, vaporization, condensation, sublimation, and deposition. We've gone over atomic models, history of atomic models, physical and chemical properties and changes, conservation of mass, reactant and product, state of matters, and phase changes. So we're going to be doing a quiz. You guys can take this at your own pace and just pause the video whenever you want, and yeah, the answers will come after that. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye. Thank you for watching.